Hello, gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in. Some of you have asked a very important question. How do I get her to want me? And how do I get her to think about me all the time? So I'm going to provide 6 strategies that will get her to think about you every waking moment of her day. So stay tuned. So one strategy that you can use to make her think about you all the time and to just say to herself, you know what? I wish I could see him right now, or I wish I could talk to him, is that every time you see her, you give her a great big smile. And I mean, that smile has to be so big that it feels like the sun just said, hello, darling, how you doing? It has to have energy and it has to have personality. And if you do that well, she will say to herself, you know what? I'm looking forward to seeing this guy tomorrow, because that energy is hard to come by. So another strategy that you can use to get her to think about you and to want you is simply this. Just be noble. Be a gentleman. And what being a gentleman says to her is this. He's asking me if I'm hungry, if I need anything. Is there anything that he can do to make my day better? But most importantly, he's showing me an interest that I don't normally get. This energy seems to be specifically to whether or not he can do something to make my day better. Now, this third strategy is also something that a lot of men wind up putting their foot in their mouths because they can't stay away from this trap. So one thing you should never do to try to forge a conversation to gain her interest is to tell jokes that has that sexual energy to it, that sexual connotation. See, because what you need to do is to allow this woman to find you interesting enough without placing yourself and her in a mode of the bedroom. And so the only thing that she can think about is a situation that has sex written all over it. Your job is to get her to think about you as a unique individual, someone that's different than the rest of the pack. And telling nasty jokes and talking about sex won't make you the leader of the pack, and it won't make you any different than what she's accustomed to seeing, which is a guy or men that are very ignorant to personalizing intimacy. And the intimacy that I'm talking about is having a conversation that specifically speaks to something that she cares about. So this fourth strategy is nothing new, but it's very important. Find the fragrance that speaks to who you are. Find the fragrance that is very alluring. And I have 2 suggestions for you. One is the Santal 33. In the fragrance community, this thing is a legend. I can't get enough of this. There's so much press on this, but it's for a good reason. If you wear this, this will definitely have her thinking about you, but it will say to her that this gentleman takes the time and the preparation to make sure that his space smells good and that his space invites people in. The second one here, History D Perfumes. This one is called 1775. And talking about being sexy, being inviting, making a connection with her, this one will do that. And the reason why I chose these 2, because they're not over the top, but they do just enough to keep her saying, you know what? I'm looking forward to that scent tomorrow. So one reason that a man will wear a great fragrance is because he wants a woman to feel like he has taken an extraordinary amount of time to say that I am deeply into self-care. I am aware that a good fragrance will conjure up a conversation. And I also of the mindset that a fragrance sometimes can break down walls and hostility and just invite in a lot of love and energy. The fifth strategy is simply this. Tell her a story or tell her about your passion. Make sure that whatever you're talking about, it has meat on the bones. And what is meat on the bones? Meat on the bones is sharing things about yourself that you wouldn't normally share with everyone. This is what we call intimacy. And intimacy leads to clarification about who you are and discovery about who you are. And when you share those things, sometimes that can be very sexy. So by sharing your stories and sharing your passions, she will look forward to getting to know you. She will look forward to some conversations that will allow her to really get a full scope of who you are. And at the end of the day, that's what you want. You want her to see you not just as this man, but as someone that decided to be more intimate with her by sharing what's inside of here and some of your journey. The last strategy is all about getting in her head and not thinking about taking her to bed. And what does getting in her head mean? It means that every time that you around her and every time that you engage in some kind of conversation, some kind of discussion, that it feels like you're genuinely interested in everything about her. Her work, her after work play, her family, her children, if she doesn't have children, her hobbies. All of these things matter. And when you do those things and you do those things well, she will feel that you are connecting with a person and not just an object of your desire. Do you hear me, gentlemen? It cannot feel that she is a future sex toy. It must feel that you've met this amazing woman and every day you want to get to know more about her. Every day you want to see her. Every day you enjoy her conversation. Every day that you happen to be in her presence, it feels like a magnificent adventure. And she will deduce that from the way you get inside of her head. So gentlemen, you're part of this modern world and you're modern gentlemen. And modern gentlemen do things that create memories. And memories create energy. And energy is what will compel her to think about you, to want you, and ultimately, hopefully, stay with you. Or at least begin to think about numerous possibilities that you can bring to her life or that you can share by just simply utilizing these 6 strategies. My name is JB the Mentor, and remember, modern people do sexy things, but the most important thing that you can do is to let somebody know that you have connected with them on a personal level. And if you're able to do that, everything else will just speak for itself. Okay, everyone, so if you enjoy content like this, please hit the like button, the subscribe button, the bell in the middle, and remember to leave comments below to let me know what you think about this topic, or if there are other suggestions that we can share with this community about how do we make sure that she thinks about you and that she wants you and she continues to come back. My name is JB the Mentor, and like I always say, be the change that you want to be, because at the end of the day, it matters that you think that much of yourself to grow into this magnificent person that will ultimately take on the world and win her heart.